Hey everybody, this is Nikki A. Welcome back to my channel.
Hello.
I want to do kind of a Nikki talk slash review recap situation of Real Housewives of Potomac and the episodes that I left off of, which were episode 10 was the last video that I uploaded. And right now we're on episode 16. So this will be a recap of Real Housewives of Potomac season 7, episodes 11 to 16. And I know y'all probably are like, what happened? Girl, you was on the road, you was getting them out. And I honestly, I got to a place where I got bored.
The true. Um.
Because I felt like the show was getting to a place where it was just draining. It wasn't interesting. There wasn't really a lot going on. And I really wasn't understanding. Like, for me, I'm very interested in a show, especially reality TV, when I understand what's really going on, like the purpose of what's going on. And I wasn't at first understanding the purpose of what was going on. There was a lot of side stuff, but then like with the main story, I wasn't understanding what was going on. And there's like a main, and then there's like a main. And like the main obviously was the situation with Candace, Chris, and Giselle, and then a little Robin thrown in there with her wishy-washy self. And understood that, understood why that was going on, understood why Giselle started to do this. That was obvious, and I've already commented on that on my previous reviews, but just briefly, Giselle got checked by Chris. Giselle didn't like that. And Giselle does what she does and planned her get back. And I couldn't understand for the life of me when we get to the main situation, which is this whole Karen Charisse situation. And I couldn't understand. I'm like, what is the point? Why are we bringing Charisse back? Why do we have beef? Like, I don't understand. What is the purpose of beef between Charisse and Karen? Like, what is the motivation here for? Like, what does this do for Giselle and Robin by way of Giselle? Like, what does this do? How do they get off on this? Because that's literally what this show has been about, honestly, really and truly, since Monique has been on the show. It's really been about Giselle and her get back. That's really what it. Somebody does something to Giselle, and we see how episode after episode, season after season, how Giselle maneuvers and produces and does things to move things her way in order to get the outcome that she wants it to be. So for me, because for a while I could not understand what that was in this dynamic in this season especially, I started to just get very defeated in watching the show because I'm like, it felt pointless. I'm like, I don't understand.
I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Because when I understand what's going on in between the lines, I know what to look for. Like with Candace and Ashley, like I understand why Ashley moves the way that she does, why she feels the way she does about Candace.
She's an icon. She's a legend, and she is the moment.
And vice versa. So I know what to look for. I know when to watch out for the faces that Ashley makes. I know when to, look for when she's debating on how she's going to bring something up. And, I know when to look for those things. I know when to cue my ear in to, hear backwards or sideways comments that aren't necessarily said on top of the conversation but in the background. Like, I know how to actually watch the show, to watch for what I'm supposed to be watching for. But in the situation with Karen and Charisse, because I wasn't understanding what was going on in between the lines, I didn't know what to look for until I watched episode 16.
This is where I'm starting to get aggravated.
And in episode 16, this is the episode where they're having the air quote bachelorette party for Miss Robin, because she's supposed to be getting married in Jamaica after her brother-in-law, and somebody get married and then they gonna get married. That's what they said they doing, and apparently, you know, in the news or whatever, they did get married or whatever. Okay.
Oh. All right.
Anyways, this is the bachelorette party, and at the script club for the bachelorette party or whatever, they start talking about Karen. And Sharice says something along the lines of, you know, for as long, basically, Karen been acting crazy out here, spilling people's tea, talking about people's tea, and I never sprayed her with hers. Then Giselle says, even when she sat up there and called me a hoe, I never let that slip, because they start talking about Karen and her tea and her sleeping around and all this, whatever. I never, in a specific situation that had happened, I guess, or whatever, when they had went out, and, or I guess there's a rumor or something or whatever, that Karen was off in the bathroom with somebody getting it in. And Giselle was like, even when she was calling me a hoe, I never let that slip. And then they break to the confessional, and they break to, you know, Bravo rolling that beautiful bean footage. And Giselle is sitting there with Karen, and Karen calling her the whore Hampton, and said she had to go off to Sing Sing, and said she had an STD. She's like, I never let that slip, never talked about the alcohol, so, you know. And then it all became clear, and it all made sense for me.
I see straight through you.
That all of this, just like with everything else, all of this has been about a get back. Giselle's get back at Karen for all of the things. And I remember watching that season. And I may have even said, I don't know, I'd have to go back and see, because I say a lot of stuff, but even in my reviews, I want to say in my first recap, and if I did say it, I'm putting it in this video. But I remember saying something along the lines of, because I was going in on Karen. No, I was going in on Giselle about her dislike for, I was going in on one of them about their dislike for somebody, but I'm like, but I think I said to Giselle, I was like, but you don't have an issue with Karen for her calling you a hoe, saying you got, you know, mental health issues because you had to go to Sing Sing, and talking about you have an STD, but you don't have any beef with Karen. And I remember saying something along the lines of, I'm going to wait and see, because I know that you're going to do something. I said, Karen, you need to watch your back, because you think you're going to sit up here and say all of this stuff about Giselle, and she not going to come for you?
I mean,
From the moment those words left Karen's mouth, Giselle has been planning her get back. There's a thing that Giselle does. It almost looks like, if y'all know in That's So Raven, when she has a vision and she kind of like gets that look where she's like she's not there no more because she's in her vision. That's what happens to Giselle when you say something and she's like, "Oh, you gotta go." When she gets in "Oh, you gotta go" mode, there's a look. There's a look that happens upon Giselle's face when she gets in. It happened with Monique. It's happened with Candace. I'm sure it probably happened with Chris too when he checked her. Like, this is not what we doing. This is not helping nobody. This is not Y'all need to get yourselves together. This is not how we move. I'm sure that's what the conversation consisted of between her and Chris. And I'm rambling, y'all. So this is not going to have, this ain't going to be no well put together type of thing. I'm really just getting my thoughts out because I'm a little excited that I now understand what's going on. Back to what I was saying. I'm pretty sure that's what the gist of the conversation was. And Giselle don't like that because Giselle does not like being checked. And she especially does not like being checked by no man. And she especially does not like being checked by a man of a girl that she can't stand. Oh, not the white husband of the dark skinned girl that she don't like. Oh, not at all. She's not going to do that. Same thing with Miss Monique. Monique was up out of there. I got 4 homes. Okay? Giselle, go back and watch that episode and look at Giselle's face at I Got 4 Homes.
You don't have a home?
I have 4 homes.
Okay.
And then go watch the episode of Karen and Giselle and everybody all at Wendy's house. And when Karen starts saying all of that stuff about Giselle.
Now, when y'all watch that scene, y'all gonna watch that shit totally different.
Look at Giselle's face. Because Giselle doesn't... Her next response was always, okay. And she gets very still, and because she's calculating her next words very carefully because she doesn't want to come off as malicious, because she always wants to be able to save room to come back and play victim. And then she'll stay in between liking you and disliking you until she's ready to throw a grenade at you. I'm telling you, go back and watch both of those episodes and you will see like there's a pattern of how she handles herself when she feels she's been disrespected and you gotta go and now I have to get my revenge or my get back on you. It's a thing. And that's what this whole Cherie situation has been about. It has been about that moment. Which tells me, number one, even though Karen said, no, it wasn't true, I made it up, I was just trying to be funny, tells me there was some truth to it. Because if it wasn't true and it wasn't really all of that, Giselle wouldn't be doing all of this to get her get back. There was some truth to what Karen was saying. And Giselle was like, oh, you gonna spray me with my tea? I'm finna come back and flood you with all of yours. That's why let's go get Giselle. Charisse. That's why Robin, because she did it, because Karen did it to Robin too. She was up here laughing and talking about Robin and Juan's situation and all of, not just this season, but last season too. So this has been planned. Now what makes me upset about this is Charisse doesn't even know. I really don't feel like Charisse knows that she's being played.
Oh my
She just wants an opportunity to get her face back on the show. And I do think that there's a genuine feeling of betrayal when it comes to Karen. Because it's like, I didn't even know you. I allowed you to be in my space with my friend group. Basically off of a favor because somebody thought you would be good for the show. And I didn't even know you. And you have the nerve to not respect me and talk about me the way that you do. Because Karen did say some things about Charisse and her marriage and things of that nature. So we're not going to sit here and act like Karen is all innocent when it comes to her relationship with her and Charisse. Both of them were foul to each other.
So there.
But Karen started to feel herself. And I think that is what made Charisse upset. So Charisse thinking this is her opportunity to get her get back moment, not understanding that no, baby, you're just a pawn and you're being used and you're being played in somebody else's get back moment. And on top of the fact, not realizing you're the one, you taking all the heat. This is really Giselle pulling the strings and you taking all the heat.
Shut up. That is so stupid.
Because everybody is clowning you on the internet, not Giselle. I mean, Giselle's getting clowned, but like her usual regular clown. But you're the one that's taking all the heat. From your wig, to your eyelashes, to your clothes, to your shoes, to everything. You're the one that's taking all of the heat. Nobody is taking you seriously, and everybody wants you to go. And you're not even the one that's doing anything. It's Giselle and Robin. Yet again. Don't that sound familiar? Monique. And so, me understanding that now, especially if Charisse comes back next season, and also watching the review, not the review, the reunion, like, I know what to look for now. I know what to pay attention to now. Because this is what's going on. This is also why Karen has tried to play it neutral and be under the radar because she wants to protect Ray. And she wants to protect Ray because his dignity is on the line. Because it's humiliating for a man, especially a black man, especially a hetero black man, to have to admit that he no longer can please his wife.
Pick somebody else. Pick somebody else.
Or, I'm sorry, rather, it's humiliating for a black man to hear his wife say on national television to a group of women and to the America that her husband can no longer please her. And also to have to admit that he allows her to sleep with other men.
What? Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh no. No, 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 no.
Especially since it's a known fact that hetero men, especially hetero black men, they don't share. That's disgraceful. They can be shared, but they don't share. Okay. So to have to admit that, on top of the fact that you have to admit that because you can no longer please your wife, that's humiliating. Karen is trying to protect Ray from that. That's why we see a lot of people saying, why doesn't she just come out and just say that they have an arrangement? You know, a lot of people do that. Like, it's understandable, his age, da da da. Nobody wants to actually admit that. Even if they do have an arrangement. Look at Will and Jada.
Oh my God, no.
Like, whole entanglement on display, and it's only because August said something. If August had not said anything, they would have came out and actually said, like, yeah, we got an arrangement. Will does his thing. I do my thing. But we're going to be together. We still going to ride this thing till the wheels fall off. Like, nah. Nobody wants to... Not that I don't think anything is wrong with either one of what they got going on. They just not at that place in their marriage where they want to really be doing that with each other. I feel like... Or whatever the situation may be. But it's just... Nobody wants to admit that, especially when it's because of age and things don't work the way that they used to, because people, you know, are in their 70s and what have you. Like, it's when it's not Ray's fault that he can't do what he used to be able to do, and that's where they've come to, you know, in their marriage and what have you. Like, that's not, and I guarantee you, if it comes up at the reunion, it's going to be, I was trying to protect Ray. It's not about me. I was trying to protect Ray because Ray does not deserve XYZ. And she would be right. I would have to stand with her on that because she would be right. She'd probably even say something, I signed up for the show, Ray did not. It's not just my business, it's Ray's business too. So it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot that goes into that. And so now Karen is trying to protect Ray. But see, the problem is Karen played the game wrong. As you sat up here, came on the show that you're not even really supposed to be on, my dear. Which is why Charisse let that fall, let that drop out, let that tea spill. You came up here, they're trying to paint this picture of Karen, which I get and I understand it. You came up here on a show that not only did I not know you, didn't nobody really know you. Maybe Giselle might have known you like a little bit, but I didn't know you, and it's my show.
I don't know her. Right. Like, what am I supposed to say? Like, I'm not.
And this is supposed to be a group of my friends, of people that I know, and I didn't know you. And yet, And yet I allowed you access to my show and things of that nature, which is why you have the things that you have, why you were able to pay your taxes, why you were able to get a newer home than the old, outdated, dusted one that you were living in.
This house is tired, girl. It is very dirty in here.
So on and so forth and what have you. Because if we remember, after Sharice, I want to say right before she left and then when she was off, it was Sharice ain't got no money, this and that, so on and so forth. Oh, it was all of this trash talk about Sharice from Karen. Which was why Sharice came on the reunion and was like, well, it's rumors that you go over here doing XYZ with, a behind Ray's back, but I don't talk about that, do I? Because Karen had all of this mouth about Sharice. But I guess we forget that. So I can understand Sharice having an issue of, you want to come up in here and do all of this when you're not even supposed to be here. You're here because I allowed you to be, not because you're supposed to be. And you want to trash talk me, and you want to sit here and walk around here like everybody is beneath you, which she does, because she's the fan favorite and she lets it go to her head. She ain't my favorite, but she's the fan favorite and she's let it go to her head. And it's like, but the only reason why you on this show is because I allowed you to be. You ain't gotta like Sharice, but you should have a little bit of respect for her. And I feel like if Sharice had come from that place and kept it about that, people would have a little bit respect for her, a little bit more respect for her being on the show and showing her face and using her voice and so on and so forth. But this whole, I was your friend and you haven't been a friend to me and this and that and so on and so forth, that's where people got lost. Because you can't hold the consistency of that. But if she came from the place that I just stated, oh yeah, people would be like, all right, I mean, Sharice got a, Sharice do got a point or whatever. People would have her back.
Okay.
On top of that, like I said before, Karen played the game wrong. Because she came on a show, again, like I said, that she's not supposed to be on.
She doesn't even go here.
Gloating, being arrogant, and all of these things, while simultaneously trying to fly below the radar. That doesn't work. And then you went and let it go to your head a little bit too much, ran your mouth, came at Giselle, and you really thought Giselle wasn't going to blow up the spot, Mom? That's why, Karen, you should have taken a side and not, I'm in the neutral, I'm everybody's friend, I support everybody. No, ma'am. And see, you messed up, not with Mia and Wendy. Baby, you messed up with Candace and Monique. You messed up with Candace and Monique. Whether you wanted to take Monique's side, whether you wanted to take Candace's side, you should have taken somebody's side. You cannot be, and I'm not trying to rehash, I'm just trying to give an example of the messed up stuff that Karen did during that time. You cannot be on the phone with Candace talking about, oh girl, if it was me, I would have called the cops, I would have pressed charges, da 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 da. And then on the other hand, be on the line with Monique talking about, I mean, I understand, Candace does have a mouth. You can't, either Candace was wrong from running her mouth and she got what she should have got, or Monique was wrong and she should have had self-control and charges should have been pressed. What are we doing? That's not neutral. That's playing both sides. Neutral would be, don't ask me nothing, keep me out of it. My name is Bennett. I ain't in it. I ain't got no opinions. I don't have no answers. I ain't got no questions. Treat me like I wasn't there. I ain't got nothing for you, and I ain't got nothing for you. Don't ask me because I ain't got nothing to say. Not when I'm in your face, I'm going to tell you what you want to hear. And when I'm in your face, I'm going to tell you what you want to hear. That's not being neutral. That's playing both sides. And that is what Karen does. She plays both sides under the facade of, I'm being neutral and I'm showing support for everybody, while at the same time walking around like everybody is beneath her and it's caught up to her.
See, when you do clownery, the clown comes back to bite.
Because the people that really know her and know her tea and know what's really going on, Now they're coming for her neck. And honestly, really and truly, I feel like had Karen actually taken a side, whether it had been Monique's side or whether it had been Candace's side, had she actually put on her big girl panties and stepped her titties up and been like, I'm on this person's side because I feel like XYZ, and had it have been me, this is what I would have done. But you want to sit up here and you want to be two-faced while you want to sit up here and call everybody else two-faced. That's the thing. And I've said that in my previous reviews, that Karen will sit up here and do what everybody else is doing, and but hold everybody else to the line for doing it and turn around and say that she's being neutral. Like, we're not doing that. And it's caught up to her. And I feel like that's what's going on. Because I've never liked Karen. And if I say that, there's a reason why. I never liked her vibe. I've always felt like Karen was fake. I've always felt like Karen was phony. I always felt like Karen put on and is trying to be somebody. She has an opportunity to be who she always wanted to be, which that's fine. Do you? But don't do it at the expense of, well, since I'm here now, like, look at how she acts at her confessionals. And some of y'all are here for it. I'm not. This whole whatever it is that she's doing in these confessionals, this attitude that she has, all the cursing, all that, what she's never done before. Like, this is different and this is new. And I don't know if she's doing it so that people will like her more, so she can continue to be in the fan favorite. So as more and more of her tea comes out, she don't lose her job. Because people, quote unquote, like her. I don't know if that's what it is. But it's something about it when I see her in the confessionals and doing all this extra stuff. It's something about it that's not genuine. There is something about Karen Huger that is not genuine. I can feel it. And unfortunately, Giselle's going to have to be the one to bring it out, which I don't like. Because it's like, you should have just been talking about that from jump. That would have given the show some type of, legitimacy, that would give the show some type of genuineness. But now it just looks like vindictiveness and it looks like vendetta, which I'm getting very tired of because it's always Giselle being vindictive and Giselle having a vendetta. And I'm over it. I'm over it at this point. So, for me, this is where I'm at when it comes to the show. And this is like, if you're watching the show through my eyes, this is what I look for. This is what I see. These are the things that I pick up on. And I realize now that the show is really about Giselle and Robin and their get back. And they're trying to get back at Karen and they're trying to get back at Candace. And that's just really where it's at. And Candace, you better be very careful. You better be very, very, very careful, because you were trying to snuggle up to 3 of the most dangerous people on that show. And the top 2 are Giselle and Karen. Because neither one of them like you, and both of them play in your face. Well, actually, like the top 4, because you're trying to be friends with Ashley too. But I think you're at a place where you realize, like, that ain't really it. You know what I'm saying? I hope you are at a place where you realize that ain't really it. Also, too, before I get up out of here, baby, that read that Candace gave Ashley in Mexico, I'm going to read y'all what I said to my friend. Because me and my friend, we were talking about that read. And I'm going to tell y'all what I had said.
Now hold on.
This is what I said to my friend about this read. I said, oh, big, Candace gave Ashley the professional read. That I'm not finna do this with you read. That I'm sick and tired of your ish Tyrone read. The Mortal Kombat finish her read. I said that read took over for the 99 and the 2000s. The read busted wide open and brought it back. Candace did that, okay? And I stand by every word that I said. Baby, that read needs to be in history books. That read needs to be talked about in classes. They need, you could write an essay on that read, honey. Okay? Candace did that. Candace read her down. It was so eloquent. You want to talk about etiquette, honey. It was so eloquent. It was elegant. It was elevated. It was, Ashley couldn't do nothing but say, oh.
She wasn't ready. She wasn't ready.
Okay, like that's how, now that is how you read. That is how you read, okay? So I just wanted to comment on that real quick before I forget. Okay, and be fair, I won't say Ashley is dangerous, but because Ashley can really be handled, and we really saw that with the read that Candace gave her. She can be handled. She can be dealt with. You just have to know how, and you just can't give her too much. You just got to give her a little, like just a little baby piece of tea, a little baby piece of smoke every here and there, just here and there, just a little tad bit. But you can't really play with her. You got to shut her down. Giselle and Karen are different. Karen is dangerous because Karen will play in your face and act like she loves you and act like she's your friend and do all of the, like, she'll still invite you to things, she'll still have you around, she'll still, like she does with Mia. That lady don't like Mia, but she'll still do what it is that she needs to do to have you on, to have her on your good side and have you still like her so that her tea is protected. Giselle will play in your face while plotting behind your back. See, Karen is not going to plot on you. Karen just wants to keep everything copacetic so that you don't plot on her. Giselle will smile in your face while she's stabbing the knife deeper in your back. So those two are top two, and they ain't number two. Like, they are the most, they are dangerous. And Candace, you need to watch your back. You need to watch your back. And then after that is Robin and Ashley, but they can be dealt with. So I'm not going to say that they're dangerous, but you still need to watch your back. Because and I get they are your co-workers, they are your castmates. You have to work with them. You have to film with them. You have to be in spaces with them. But I'm just saying, watch your back. And, if things do blow up in Karen's face, and if we get to a place where things start blowing up in Giselle's face, don't give them no pity party. Don't give them no tears. And don't give them any support. You let them handle those things on your own, just like they left you to handle things on your own. And it's not about being vindictive or anything like that, but you have to realize that those ladies are really not your friend. And they don't support you. And you and Wendy, both of y'all have to stop giving support to people who don't support you. Because when you give and give and give and give to people who are not replenishing you and giving back to you, you're the one who ends up empty. And they're not going to care. You have to protect yourself. And that's just really where it's at. And that's really where I'm at with the show. Like a brief synopsis of episode 11 to where we are now. That's really where I'm at with it, honestly, is Candace needs to protect herself. I don't feel sorry for Karen. I feel sorry for Ray. I don't feel sorry for Karen. Karen is getting what's coming to her. I feel like Cherie should have done this situation from a different angle. But, she's up Giselle's bush just like Robin is. And Giselle is a very scary person. And I don't know what's going on with Robin. And that's just really where it is at that. Y'all tell me what y'all think. And if y'all see what I'm seeing, what's going on these episodes. And I'm really looking forward to the finale, see how that's going to go. And I'm really looking forward to the reunion now that I understand a little bit more what's really going on, what's really tea. And seeing how the reunion is going to go down now that all of these things have come out. Also, Chris, you better not apologize or I'm going to go in on you, okay? But yeah, that's really it. I hope y'all enjoyed this video and hearing from me again. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments, and I will see y'all for the review of the finale. Bye, y'all.
I love you for watching that.